since it is just the three of you, we may be able to get through this pretty quickly, which is good. And you can go on your busy, busy ways, because I know you guys are all busy. I've had chats with you over the last couple weeks, and you're all having a lot of things going on. So we'll start with our hot topic really quick. So you guys made it through coaching. So woohoo! Only one more full module in the program, which is working the plan. So basically putting it all together. So we've only got one more full 2-week module. So we'll start that on Monday, and then we'll just wrap it up 2 weeks from Monday on December 3rd, and we'll be good to go. You guys did it. So we're in the home stretch. The hot topic is who has most influenced your success with your Avon business and why? So whoever wants to start can go. It may be repeats. That's okay.
I'll go.
Okay.
I cannot attribute my Avon success to one person. I just can't. Because so many people have had a hand and continue to have a hand in making sure that I'm successful. And I'm staying, on the right track. So my husband, started me on this journey. And in the very beginning of my journey, it's kind of sad. It's a little sad story. My upline, Gail, her husband was killed on the job, like the week before I signed on. So she was so busy. It was difficult to connect at that time, because of everything that she was going through. And she's still working through that and, court dates and everything. But she managed to, touch base and onboard me the best way that she could. But for the most part, she had her hands full with how drastically her life had changed. And so the best part about the team that I'm a part of, Team Boss, and also Team Incredible, is that they are digital, they are electronic, they are online. And so I had the support of James Seta and Carla and Rhonda Voss and a lot of Team Incredible to kind of like boost me and help me stay afloat and kind of help me find my way in the very beginning. And they like filled in the gap, they filled in the gap for Gail while she was going through that difficult transition. That really helped out a lot. I have you, Jessica. And I also have a lot of my senior team members like Michelle Jones, Denise Martin, meeting you, Patricia, meeting you, Valerie, and just meeting people who have done this and are doing it, and it's real. Because if you've never done direct selling and network marketing from the outside, because it's so different from work, traditional secular work, working for someone, I think there's a lot of mystery surrounding it. And so there are a lot of people that are just like, the money's not real, the success isn't real. They're like, no, but it really is. And so for me, the biggest part is just connecting with people, connecting with men and women who this is their reality and it's real. Do you know? Like, it's not a hoax, it's not a gimmick, it's not a game, it's not a quote unquote pyramid scheme. This is a real, legitimate business.
Yeah. Awesome. And you do have such an amazing team, which is so great. I mean, they do come together and help each other out when they need to. So you're fortunate in that you have that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. So you had a lot of people. Like, I think most of us feel that way, right? Like we have more than just one person probably that contributes to our success.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go next?
I'm on, Jess.
Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Sorry, well, Jennifer's definitely contributed to my success. She's very supportive, but really my husband's been really supportive, and my kids. They help me get my information out there, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the customers that I have. And when I'm out and about, I've had some of my customers say, I saw your kids, and I even had one lady call me and tell me how professional my daughter was, and that was awesome. So, that's pretty cool to kind of it being, the support that I get from my family as well as from Jennifer. And that's really an inspiration to me to have that support.
Awesome. So we've heard family and upline from both of you, right? So great. Valerie, you came off mute. Are you going next? Nope, you muted yourself again. You're back. Nope, we don't hear you.
Hey, Jessica, Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer. You're really quiet, too. Everybody got, either really quiet or not hearing. Maybe it's my computer. Who knows?
I would say Kara was a big inspiration for me.
Yeah.
Especially after Dana's death. It really helped me get through things.
So you had your district manager at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who was really supportive. Great. Awesome. Anybody else want to add? Anybody have anybody different or anything they want to add? Pat, Valerie, either one of you?
Okay, I'll go next. I guess for me, even starting Avon, I would have to say my sister, who is my upline. So it started off slow, but she was an inspiration, and she is in her own way to me now. And so she's been an inspiration to me. And I'll have to say my little granddaughter, she's 12 years old. She helps me label, bag. And one day we were sitting there, and I was putting together some groups of products, and she started taking pictures. And I said, Jaden, what are you doing? She says, I'm going to sell some Avon. I said, okay, knock yourself out. So she left with her mom, and when she came back, she had 5 orders. And I said, how'd you do that? She said, Mama, I showed your pictures to the people at Hardee's, and they bought something. I said, oh my goodness. So that was an inspiration to say that sometimes you just gotta do something different. And I didn't think showing pictures would sell products, but that, definitely opened my eyes. And then I would have to say also an inspiration has been Jessica Stover and Pam Heller, because I'm not a part of their team, but when I go to meetings, they treat me as part of the team. John and Linda, they've always been so great. John has even helped me sometimes crunch numbers to, help me see where I am. So I would say those folks. And then, of course, my past district sales managers have always kept me going. So, and then these guys that I've been listening to on the phone, Nicole and Valerie and all of that, that is great. They've been an inspiration to me also.
Good. So lots of people, right? What I love that Patricia said that I didn't hear much. I heard a little from Nicole, but what I love that you said, Patricia, is all the leaders and representatives that are around you, like in your area, that have kind of taken you on and invited you to meetings. And, right, if you had a question, like John Steele sitting down with you and crunching numbers, I mean, that is what we're all about. So keep that in the back of your head, because think about who you can help do that too. That's not maybe isn't a part of your team, right? But we all can help each other. And I think that's so important. And, you know, you definitely have that in your life. And I know the rest of you do too, in some way, shape, or form. But I love that because, you know, your upline doesn't live here and it's your family. You do see her, but you have the Steels and Hellers and all of those to go to meetings and keep you on track. Good. And Valerie, you're off mute. I didn't know if you wanted to talk. That's why I paused. No. Perfect. So as we end coaching, again, that hot topic always kind of is a precursor to what we're doing, right? It has something to do with it. So, you know, all of you said your team or your upline. All of you said the people around you. All of you said district managers or coaches that you've had. So think about now, we've had the coaching module. We've had our one-on-ones, right? You've identified those people that you now want to coach. Now, utilizing that hot topic and everything you just talked about, you know, really start to implement all of those things that we just identified as far as, you know, helping others, helping people that aren't on your team, helping everybody that is on your team, reaching your arms out, right? And starting to really be that coach, that mentor, that leader. That's all part of being a mentor or a coach, but there's obviously different steps to it. So you guys talked about how important it is to have that in your life, right? And what it's doing for your Avon business. But now let's start to be that person. So we're going to start to be that person now for others because that's so important. And all of you identified at least one, if not 2, 3, 5, 10 people, right? That you were like, oh, these people might actually need some coaching. So let's start to talk about that. So let's start to share, you know, who you guys identified on your team. If you have had a coaching conversation with them, let's share that and how it went and what's going to happen going forward. So what competencies you found, what you have on your agenda with that person going forward, what their goal is, what you're helping them get to, and how you're going to coach them.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I have Shanna Quarles on my team, and she's actually been my top seller, I think, for the past 2 campaigns. I have to make my team email for 24, but she was probably at the top for 24 as well. And she lives in a small town, and so one of her challenges, she told me, has been sharing Avon with people. And so I said to her, what you can do is when you create your Facebook page, that you can utilize it to do unboxing videos. You can use it to do demo videos and share what's new. So she posted on her Facebook today. No, not today. It was, I think, a few days ago. I just am finally getting around to watching it. Her first, like, product video, you know, what's new video. And so I watched it, and I've just got some tips and pointers for her. Like, when you go live, you don't have to wait for people to come on before you start. You could just get started, and people will come on. And I also want to let her know, don't be discouraged if a lot of people don't come on, because depending upon when you do a Facebook Live video, there may not be a lot of people on Facebook at that time. They're at work. So I'm just going to let her know, you know, the best time to do your Facebook Live is actually after 5 or after 6, because people are home from work and they can watch it. But most people, if they follow you and they follow your page and they receive that notification, you'll get a replay watch. And so I often have a lot of
Give me, Nicole, 1 second. Somebody joined on the phone, and we have a lot of background noise. Can you mute yourself, whoever's on the phone? Well, I'm going to mute you. Okay, you're muted. Go ahead, Nicole. Sorry.
That's okay. And so I just want to give her, you know, tips and pointers on that. And then I want to review her Kickstart goals, because she is making her Kickstart goals.
So how often do you talk to Shanna, right? It's Shanna.
I try to talk to her once a week.
Oh, perfect. And what
She's
campaign is she in?
Really busy.
Tell me what campaign she's in again. LOA?
Oh, I have to look.
But she's still within Kickstart.
Yes, she is.
Perfect.
She is. I think she started around 20.
Okay.
20.
Perfect.
Maybe. But she's still within Kickstart.
Good.
And she's doing really well. And I'm happy that she incorporated her daughter. She brought her daughter on to the live video, and her daughter was wearing the unicorn hat and the unicorn, mittens. And she's doing a lot. She's juggling school and being a mom, work. She's juggling work, school, being a mom, and growing her Avon business.
Good.
And so I try to talk to her once a week. I can't always catch her once a week, but I do. I text her regularly just to see, how's everything going? How are you doing? Do you need anything from me? Just checking in.
Great. So keeping constant communication with her, but trying to have a weekly face.
Yes.
Wonderful. Awesome. So we'll look forward to continue to hear about the coaching that you're doing with her and how it's working. Valerie, are you on the phone?
I think so. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I unmuted you because I saw you chatting and you said, I have a lot to say and you can't hear me.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was fooling around with it to fix it. But I just wanted to tell the ladies on the phone and the computer and everything that the most influential person, the answer to that question is yourself.
Yeah.
You inspire yourself. And, with the help of your team leader, your district manager, your friends, your comrades, your teams, you motivate yourself, you win, and everybody else wins. I wanted to say that, and of course my machine wasn't working, but you guys left yourself out, and that is so critical. Pat yourself on the back because this is work. No, this is not secular. Somebody's not going to just give it to you. They don't give instructions. You have to use the giftings that within. And you guys are doing it because you're still here. And you're on this call and you're in this meeting and you're in this coaching session. So, like this is not my first rodeo. I know it takes a hard work. And of course, life does get in the way. Let me tell you something, holidays and life and things, ups and downs, but it's still you, and you motivate you, and you are the most important person to your business. So I want to give everybody a hand there.
Yeah. Absolutely. You are your biggest supporter, right? Because you have to be, because you're your own boss. So if you're not supporting yourself, then, it's probably not working out for you. You have to. I love that point. Absolutely. And yay again, congratulations on Bronze Leader because we couldn't hear you earlier. Valerie made it to Bronze Leader in Campaign 24. Woo!
I'm so excited. I don't know what to do. I've been on the phone talking to everybody, trying to keep those sales going. That's why when you get excited, you motivate yourself and your team. So, and every step, even the smallest of steps, because a small step to us is a giant step to somebody else, or vice versa. So, pat yourself on the back and encourage yourself because you are, your best supporter.
Mm-hmm. Valerie's been having lots of coaching conversations in the last 3 days because she's been trying to place an order and come back and increase their sales and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yes. And they're thanking me. I'm calling my team. We've got the outreach going. I'm trying to motivate them to the outreach because that would accidentally increase their sales and put money in their pocket while giving back to the community, this Slip Seniors. So, the things that work for you, because a lot of people, seniors are really dear to my heart, not just because I'm almost a senior myself, but the sick and shut-in are always neglected. So, if somebody had a new pair of slippers, even if they don't know who donated them, it warms your heart. So I've been pushing that so we can drive this last 2 campaigns home. So you guys think of what's going to do for you.
Do you guys all know what Slippers for Seniors is?
No, I don't. What is it?
Okay. It's a flyer. I'll send it to you. You can utilize it, but you can put it out to every one of your customers that you have. I don't have it in front of me, so Valerie might, but I believe it's $14, right? You charge, Valerie, to every customer, and it covers the
Right.
the slippers.
It's $12.
Yeah, it tells you what page to order them from because it's the $9.99 slippers or the $10.99 slippers.
Right.
Put the flyer in every customer order. And what you're going to do is then collect the money. You buy the slippers and you donate them to a senior facility, whatever you decide somewhere, but slippers for seniors. So Valerie had picked a few senior living homes like near her to call and figure out, how many people, how many men, how many women, a range of sizes, and then, how we can go from there. But it's a good way to not only help other people out, but it also boosts your sales this time of year too.
Jessica, I would like to get a copy of that flyer also.
I'll send it to you guys. I'll actually, if I don't do it right now, I'll probably forget. So you guys can keep talking amongst yourselves about your coaching, how your coaching is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
And the team themselves, they're all like us. We're looking for direction, we're looking for help, and they're looking to us. So the coaching is the domino effect. We're getting help from everything and passing it back down to our teams. And I'm a big relationship person, so I pretty much know all of my team and the things that they like and don't like. But there are people that were not recruited by myself that, we were nested into, that I have to make contact with and build relationship. Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful because as I talk to them and giving them a little shout out, or congratulations, watch your reports, call people if they won something, or if you notice they have online sales, call them up and congratulate them. Oh, Bon, it's amazing. I just, it's revisited again.
Yeah, exactly. And it was nothing that you didn't know already, and some of you might not, but, it was nothing you didn't know already. It was just something that you maybe weren't putting on your calendar. And as we started to look at people's sales and we started to look at the new people, right, it was like, oh, well, this person could make PC. I better get on it with them, right? Let's think of something we could do. Or this person has regular $250 orders and they're only LOA 12. I need to contact them about leadership because they get the business. They get it. They're on a roll, right? Or I just need to congratulate them. But you need to somehow have communication with everybody on your team in some sort of rotation, right? And then identifying those people who are showing that high motivation, high sales, right? That belief in Avon, having them on your schedule on a more regular basis. So maybe for a new person, it's once a week or once a campaign. It may even be more than that. And for a new leader, same thing. And for somebody getting to PC, same thing. But maybe for those more, experienced people or more senior people on your team, you figure it out with them. I sometimes only have monthly check-ins with some of the leaders on my team in my area. And then sometimes it's every 3 months, once a quarter. And sometimes we get together once a quarter and we do a 90-day plan again. But it's always different, but it really is truly about asking them what their needs and wants are and their why, and getting to know them and building that relationship, just like Valerie said. So I shared my screen with you. I just emailed this to you as well, but I shared my screen. So this is the slippers for seniors. This is what you can put in your orders. Now, the only thing I will say is it says campaign 24 brochure because we were doing this in campaign 24. But you can look through 25 and see what pages the slippers are on and do it in 25 as well.
Jessica, is this PDF or is this an editable form?
I don't know.
Can we edit this?
I don't know if hang on. I gotta move you guys to. It is a PDF.
Okay. Okay.
So let me see if it's anywhere else.
Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, we can update and edit because we can put dates on it when it has to be done because we want to make deliveries. So, instead of attaching two different sheets, maybe we can make some changes to this.
That'd be nice. I don't know who created this. So.
Okay. All right. Well, no worries.
It's something that, it wasn't one of my colleagues or I could very easily just ask them. It was somebody within Avon somewhere and we got it and we loved it. So we were like, okay, let's get it out there. It's pretty cool. So, but it is a nice idea to do this, and it could be anybody. I mean, you could collect 5 pairs of slippers, right? And give them away to seniors that you know. It doesn't have to necessarily be a whole huge push to a senior living facility.
And you can almost engage the whole team. Well, not the whole team. You got 100,000 team members. You probably won't engage them all, but whatever your goal is, if you need to, reach a goal and you need maybe 10 more new people to order, that this is a way because it touches people's heart. Giving away something always, if you can, is a blessing. A pair of slippers, a blessing.
And people this time of year tend to more than not want to do something like this. Like you'll see people do an angel tree this time of year and donate this time of year and do anything this time of year to help out the less fortunate. So I think it's just a good time of year to push for it. And, Valerie identified a couple people on her team that were really, really close to President's Club. I mean, really close. So if in campaign 25, they push the slippers for seniors along with their regular sales and adding on to orders, right? And make it their biggest campaign, they can get double dollars in 25 and then they can make PC. And I mean, that's something she looked at as well. So it definitely can work. I will try to see if we can get it edited. And if I do, I'll resend it to you.
I don't think the campaign 24 is going to make a difference. I mean, just as long as we get the point across and
it's just not on the same page either. But I agree. Like, don't wait for me to get this information out there. You can simply tell your customer or literally write the pages over it on this flyer for right now until we get it edited. So if you're putting out your 25 books right now, then put it in there. If you're giving them out. That way to order when you put your 25 order in. Give yourself a goal too. I mean, I love it, but I love this slippers for seniors. Good. Anybody else share any coaching stories or anything, success that they've learned through this module?
I know that Jessica and I were going over our coaching, and I asked her a question, how do I know it's not an open-ended question? Then epiphany came, well, if you read it yourself and answer yes or no, then you know it's a yes or no. Yeah. So sometimes the coaching just kind of helps you realize you can the answer to your own question.
Yeah, so Valerie asked the question and then answered it herself, which is my favorite part of coaching, when you have that self-discovery and you're like, oh, never mind. I got it. Yeah, it's awesome. Good. Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, it just kind of brings everything we've been doing full circle because you can really utilize everything you've learned up until this point now with your team. So you can start that duplication process with a couple of the people on your team who you think have the same drive, right, and belief that you have, that they want to do this business. They want to start making money. They want to develop a team. They want to be a leader. They can be a leader. And now it's time to grab a hold of them and really, set those goals, make those plans, help them get a calendar. Are they doing those income producing activities? What are they? Start brainstorming and then start having those regular conversations with them. And you will not only start to see them grow, right, and advance title, but then you will advance title as well. So it's a win-win across the board. So fantastico. So Have you guys all been listening to the weekly Tuesday night calls that we've been doing as a region?
Yes. I missed this week's call, but I listened to last week's. Are those calls recorded?
So here's a great question. So Stephen said that they are recorded and that we would get a recording.
Good.
But I've been watching them and we are not getting a recording. So
Okay.
I will ask again. I will let him know that we did not get a recording because I see Pat came off mute, because I'm going to have Pat just really quickly chime in because she found Tuesday night's call to be extremely powerful, as did I. And I just want her to share a little bit about her takeaways from Tuesday night.
Okay, on Tuesday night, the presenter was Kristen Long, and she was a star promoter, and she's also already made PC. And what she talked about is how to make your sales soar. Even though I've been in for 10 years, it was very inspiring to me because it made you look back to going back to the basics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we let technology take us forward, but then she said sometimes you have to go back to the basics. And when I saw what she was saying and the ideals that she was giving, I was like, okay, I used to do that, and it was very successful. Why did I stop? So it makes you take a look at what you're doing now and go back and say, well, what you were doing before that was successful for you, why not go back to it and start using those? And one of the things she talked about was, I know Nicole would like this, she talked about the Avon social schedules, how you view those, and then she talked about time management, because time management means a lot to us in a business like this. We don't have a whole lot of time to spend, on things that's not gonna produce for our business. So time management was very important, and using time manager, the calendar planning was a plus, because if it's on your calendar, then you're more apt to do it. But if you don't have anything down planned, and if you don't have it on your calendar, then you're probably not going to do it. So I thought that the calendar planning was a great part of it. And then she says, she talked about keeping some sort of information running on your customers or people that you meet. And that was very powerful for me, because I meet a lot of people, and I may give them a brochure or a sample, but sometimes I forget to get information from them, or I may not, or if I get the information, I need to write down something important that they said, that when I go back to them, I can say, oh, you said that you liked Skin So Soft. And so I was calling you because right now we have Skin So Soft available at blah, blah, blah. And so, so that way you can go back and they realize that you're not only taking down their information, but you're actually listening to them. And so that was very, very powerful for me.
Awesome. Yeah. So Patricia and I talked a lot yesterday about how she's going to, create an Excel document, or maybe just take her, pen and paper for right now and start to write down that. And she called it a ongoing, I can't remember her exact words, Kristen's, but like an ongoing working document, right? Like it's a working customer list, because and Pat and I talked about this, but you can do that with everybody, right? You can do that with leads. You can do that with the people on your team. You have that coaching guide that I sent you to that you can use that with when you're having coaching conversations. But the huge point was writing down and making sure you remember, like, what's their favorite thing, something maybe personal about them, what sample you gave them. And that's a point you brought up too yesterday, Pat, was that sometimes you sample people and you may sample them again the next campaign, and it might have been the same sample because you don't remember which sample you gave to them. So if you write it down, you can not only follow up and see how they liked it and let them know it's now on sale in this campaign, but you can also switch up the samples. So not always giving them the same fragrance every time, right?
Right.
So it was really good. I mean, Kristen's a great. And did she say how long she was with us? I can't remember. She's pretty new.
I don't.
I know. I don't remember either. But newer. I mean, it's her first year, I think, in the business. So she's definitely newer to it. But she's increased her sales from a $500 sale campaign to, I believe it was either $500 or $800 a campaign, just by changing up a couple things. So, I mean, definitely powerful, definitely something, these calls, I mean, they're quick too. They're called quick hit calls because that's what they are. We don't want you to spend more than 30 minutes of your time, but they're things that you can implement now. The reason why I'm stressing this with all of you is because it might not help all of you, but I hope it will. I hope you'll take something away, but think about those people on your team and those new people that are like, I don't know what I'm doing, right? They can take these things and start implementing it. Now, Timothy Brown will be this coming Tuesday, and he's going to tell us the 8 things he does every single day in order to produce income. So I think that's definitely a good one to tune into, right? And we posted in Bloom, we posted on Southeast Facebook, and I send you the invite. So you should be seeing it everywhere you look. And then the week after that, I'm teasing this out to you. I'm only teasing it to you right now. But we're going to have a really special guest on the 27th. And it's actually somebody that's not even in Avon, but is a world-renowned author. So I'm for sales. So I'm sure they're going to have some great things to say on how to drive sales and drive the business. So, and I think they'll talk maybe about prospecting as well. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I think it'll be definitely one you won't want to miss. So the next 2 are really exciting, but Kristen was exciting too. So if we can get a replay, I'm sure we'll post it in Bloom or Southeast if there is a replay, if I can find it or get it from Jennifer Standing, I will try. And then I will get it out to you guys ASAP because it's invaluable information. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, you guys will love it. So anything? Yeah, go ahead.
One of the things that I was listening while I was cooking. So one of the things that I was listening to was about when you meet new people and give them brochures and about following up on them.
Uh-huh.
One of the things that works for me is I put sticky notes on brochures that I carry in the store with me. When I give a brochure, I also hand them a pen and say, write down your name and number. If you ask them to write down their name and number, most people will say no. But if you just tell them to write down their name and number, for some reason they do it.
Yeah.
And once I get that, and sometimes I'll say, oh, add your address so I can bring you more brochures, especially if it's somebody that goes, oh, I haven't seen a brochure in years. You know, those people, I definitely ask for addresses.
Good.
But one of the things that I do is once I get them home, I have a chair that I sit in the living room that's by a wall. So those sticky notes immediately go on the wall. I also write down where I met them at, you know, what the date was so that I can call them back within 3 days.
Good. Yeah, and it's kind of like what Tammy's talked about with us before too, is like Tammy puts it right in her phone immediately because she's sending them her e-store immediately, and that's how she gets contact. I love the sticky notes. That's how I was trained as well. Especially for new people, again, so for your new representatives, part of onboarding, right? Onboarding them would be to have those conversations. Because you don't want them to give out they only got 10 brochures probably, right, with that $25 kit. You don't want them to give out their 10 brochures and not get any contact information. So what's the easiest for them? Is it to use Tammy's method or is it to use Jennifer's sticky note method? There's so many different ways, but I do find, I love that, what you said, Jennifer, about changing up the verbiage a little bit and just be like, here, write down your name and number, right? Instead of, can I get your name and number? It's just totally like it's almost like a direct order, but in a nice way. And they don't know what hit them. Instead of, well, will you please, can I get your name and number? That kind of thing. Like if you're asking them a question and just instead of saying, okay, write down your name and number. I love that. I think that's great.
Yeah, just what you just said. If you ask them, then their answer could be yes or no.
Right.
So if you just give it to them, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like what Valerie said earlier, right? With those open-ended questions. It's a close-ended question.
Right.
Asking them, can you give me your name and number? Is then they can say no. Whereas if you just say, hey, write down your name and number right here for me, then they're not going to say no. I mean, more often than not, they're not going to. They're going to write it down. So that's fantastic. That's all about that verbiage. Think before you speak, right? And keep practicing, because the more you practice, the more you'll get used to saying it that way. So I love that. Yeah, awesome point. But remember the onboarding piece too, because they don't know what they're doing. Yep, so good. I know that was a really, really good webinar the other night. Really good. So I'll try to get you guys the recording. Does anybody have anything else they want to add? Because I'm going to let you guys go if not. We're good? Good. So keep up those coaching conversations. Some of you had one or two, and some of you were planning to have one this following, campaign and campaign 25. So just keep them up, and as we continue to have our one-on-ones, we'll continue to talk about them. But of course, on these calls too, if you ever have any success with it or a light bulb moment, please share with us, because we'd all like to know. We will have our Working the Plan call on Monday at 11. And then we won't have any one-on-ones next week unless you have a makeup with me. We can do that at the beginning of the week, because I'll be off Thursday and Friday for the holiday. And then the following week, we'll do all your one-on-ones for Working the Plan. Okay, and we'll start to get those set up. If you have a standing one-on-one in week 2, it's the same time, same place, like always. But I will talk to you on Monday, unless I have a call with you today or tomorrow. We'll chat on Monday, and I'll be sending you all of the supports and application guide for Monday's call by no later than this evening. So you will see those emails and the invite from me for that. So very good, everybody. Thank you. Happy coaching, and have a wonderful weekend. And I will chat with you on Monday.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.